Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Ryan Makes Sense, where we talk about personal finance, investing, and chart analysis. Today, let's talk about Voyager Digital. To me, Voyager Digital was the most intuitive, user-friendly crypto app that made it easy to buy and sell and transfer your crypto. But now that the app is currently locked, so you can't withdraw, trade, or transfer, it has definitely left everyone who is a customer worried. I do have some cash left on the app. I was actually waiting on my withdrawal to go through. I did get my other important crypto assets onto my Trezor wallet, which will be another episode. But let's just talk about this. Let's talk about the impact. Let's talk about management team, potential steps forward, and how we can kind of learn from this experience. First and foremost, I have less than $10,000 on the app and I'm waiting to transfer. So in terms of my net worth and what I was using to, and what I'm still using to be exposed to crypto is less than 5%, maybe 2, 3% of my overall net worth. So I was being pretty reasonable in terms of what I was allocating to Voyager. However, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people who are way more impacted than I am. So the impact stretches not only from regular people like myself having my funds currently temporarily on the app, not accessible, but they also had debit cards. Some customers, I believe it was 3,000 customers, received their debit cards early. I was waiting in line for my debit card. It's taken, gosh, 5, 6 months. But people have their bank accounts linked to the Voyager debit card. People have direct deposits going into their Voyager account. People, rely on their debit cards for mortgages, food, essential services that now they can't get their money out. It's trapped. So the impact is huge. It's bigger than what I think a lot of people anticipate, just because the exposure of those with debit cards was only 3,000, and I think Voyager Digital has over 1 million customers. So if we're looking at a percentage base, it's very low of those who are, impacted severely. I also know there are tons of people who have way more than $10,000 on Voyager Digital. People have 40, 50, 80, 100, 300,000, 700,000 locked in on the Voyager Digital brokerage platform. People have cash, they have their coins, they are now kind of hopeless where they're in limbo waiting to see what management is going to do next. Um, so, kind of summarizing the impact, it is large. I think a lot of people are more affected than others. Some people were kind of in over their heads in terms of how much they should have allocated to the app. And it's, my heart breaks for everyone who is impacted negatively by this, especially those who, have debit cards and are kind of helpless, just, seeing their money frozen like that, not able to pay their mortgages or their food. So, yeah, the impact is great. When I think of the management team, I think of the voice of Voyager Digital, which is the Invest Voyager social media account on Twitter. That account has been the main source of communications and headlines and press releases for the company. We also have the CEO who has been very active on Twitter historically, voicing his opinion, thoughts, etc., condolences. Um, so when we look at management and what they've promised and what the result is, I think it's fair to say that trust is gone for sure. The Voyager name is pretty much done. Nobody is going to want to put their money in the Voyager app. When the app does eventually reopen, there's going to be a bank run. So whoever is potentially going to be funding Voyager or buying them out or giving them loans. We're going to see a mass exodus from the app. It's going to take a long time for that trust to be rebuilt. I do believe Steve is an okay CEO. You know, I think, based on his past actions, where I think they acquired a crypto company. Um, I can't remember when they acquired them, but the main driver for Steve was not money. I believe they paid or they acquired that company for more than what it was worth or valued. Steve is more focused on crypto adaptability and having the best platform out there. So Voyager does have some intellectual property. I think it is one of the best apps in terms of, usability, user experience. Um, so I think management was not anticipating this. I think, you know, the talks with Steve and lawyers and teams really took the other associates at the company by surprise. We have not seen much or any communications from any of the Voyager Digital employees. You can find them on Twitter if you just look for VGX, and then you'll see a lot of these VGX heroes, calling out to these employees. So you can find them probably in a matter of 10 minutes or less. But, with Voyager going down the way it is, it doesn't feel like the Celcius situation. It doesn't feel like the company went bankrupt or insolvent. The company stopped halting, they stopped transactions and withdrawals to preserve what is on the platform now. So basically, while they're trying to figure this out, they're not gonna put themselves at a position to keep giving customers their money that they technically don't have. So they're preserving what they have now, which is okay. I want Voyager to pull through because number one, it just feels like it is the leader in the crypto brokerage space. And number two, I do have funds on there and I do want to get them out. I did transfer my main crypto to the Trezor wallet, thankfully, after the Three Arrows announcement. So, yeah, I heeded the red flag and I'm thankful that I was able to get out what I did. We'll see what happens with my money, though. It could be an expensive learning experience, but we'll see. I'm hoping they pull through. So, in terms of potential steps forward, I do see Voyager Digital pulling through. I think they will be acquired. I think a company that can acquire Voyager will inherit a great platform, a very intuitive platform that has a great setup. It has, customers already, which, the trust has been broken. So this person that is going to be acquiring Voyager, they will need to communicate how they are going to make sure this does not happen again, which is going to be a very important step to regaining and rebuilding this brand and the trust. Maybe they don't go with Voyager anymore. Maybe they go to a different name like Navigator or something different. So I think they're going to get acquired. I think those who had pending withdrawals, I think those might go through. I think there might be a longer than anticipated holding period for those funds to get back to you. Just my opinion, just speculation as well. I don't know why it would take long, but I think if a new company is going to be basically bailing everybody out, they are going to want to do it in a methodical and organized process. So maybe they'll start paying the withdrawals for funds under 10,000, maybe over 100,000, over 20,000, who knows? So I think that process is going to be slow. I think then they will start to give back the crypto assets that were in accounts. So if you held Bitcoin or Ethereum or other crypto, they will honor that, or they'll be able to pin your account to those assets and ensure that they can cover you if you do want to sell those assets and get the money back to your bank. So Yeah, I think in the long run, I think we could see our money coming back. I think it was very misleading that they did say the funds were FDIC insured because if you read the fine print, the Metropolitan Bank was FDIC insured and was not responsible for Voyager's, misappropriation or failure. So that might be a whole separate can of worms class action lawsuit in itself. But we'll see. I think there's going to have to be something done about those who have their direct deposit to their Voyager debit cards because that is just insane. So, steps forward, I am optimistic, cautiously optimistic. If I never see that money again, it's a lesson learned. But, as of now, we can see our pending transactions, we can see our accounts. Take screenshots of what you have, take screenshots of your orders in case, you need to reference something and pin money back to your account. So, yeah, do what you can. But if we do get our money back, again, I'm cautiously optimistic. It will be, I want to say, 6 months to a year or maybe more. It could be go a lot faster, but I just don't want to get my hopes up. So, trying to stay positive for everybody, but in the grand scheme of things, taking emotion out of this, it could be everyone lost everything and Voyager is going to go bankrupt, and you know that is the end of Steve's legacy. But again, it just does not feel like that is the route that is being taken. The management did stop all withdrawals to safely preserve assets where they are right now. They didn't want to get too far ahead of themselves, so overall, I'm pulling for Voyager. We'll see what happens. So in terms of learning from this experience, I think the big takeaway here for me at least is not keeping your crypto on brokerage exchanges like Binance, FTX, Voyager, KuCoin, all like Celcius. Like, don't keep your crypto there. Buy the crypto and then transfer it to your cold wallet. That is the absolute safest way to store your crypto. Again, if you're holding large amounts of crypto and you're wanting to stake it for rewards, it's someone said this before, but it's like trying to pick up pennies in front of a steamroller. Do not put yourself at that kind of risk. It is not worth it. Just be safe, put your money into a cold storage wallet. Use the brokerages as a pass through transaction to buy and then store onto a cold wallet. Um, I think another learning lesson is, don't be so exposed in terms of how much money you have on brokerages or into a certain asset, crypto or stocks or real estate, whatever you want to choose. Don't use money you can't afford to lose. Again, I think if you're doing under 10% of your net worth into speculative assets, I think that's okay, but you have to do what's right for your risk tolerance. Again, I only have my mouth to feed and my girlfriend's. I don't have kids or a family to support. So just be cognizant of your situation. And, I think we can all learn from this. Life is going to go on. We're going to rebuild. Money is just money, it's there to be spent. So, I'm sorry for everybody who has lost money on the Voyager Digital platform, but it's a hard lesson learned. So yeah, if they do bounce back, I will use Voyager as a pass-through brokerage. Again, not storing on there for permanent or long term, just buying my Bitcoin and transferring it to my cold wallet. So again, thank you all for joining. I wish it was on a better note, but I hope you all have a wonderful 4th of July weekend. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for sticking with me. Bye.